What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile. I've been recording deck profiles today. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and I'm joined with
James
and Jeff.
What Study Hall is for the Underworld is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UniVersus topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So, with that said, if you like this show and you want to support us, please go out to patreon.com/TCG University. Subscribe out there for exclusive content as well as access to the live show, like all of these awesome people that you can see down in the bottom corner. Hopefully are. I hope that works. It's really hard to check. With
the comments or
so I have like a live stream bar of like the comments should be able to see like how we do on campus championships. Yeah. That I've pseudo figured out how to do that. I want a better way to do it, but like I don't have it right now.
Or you might just have to like do the same thing you do with like the deck profiles and like create a space for it.
That's what I've done, right?
Oh, I thought you just made a thing and then put it there.
But like it just doesn't look as good as I want it to, and I'm like a perfectionist.
Yeah, you
right?
might just have to play around with it. Yeah.
So thank you guys all out there for supporting us out on Patreon, like all these awesome people. We've got Addy, Andrew Dang, Anthony Albino, Basic, Bryce Rassak, Chris Miner, Clay Cardwell, Jay Rogers, Jarrett Hubbard, Jesse Morrison, Justin Farce, Justin Hobbs, Kat Maria, Kevin Broberg, Kieran Vision, Lucinda Letica, Okemawa, Orlando Valdez.
You literally fixed it.
I know, and I still can't say it. Orlando Valdez Santos. Thank you, buddy. Peyton Kikers, Ransom MacArthur, Samantha Stevens, the baddest bitch around, Sean O'Brien, Theodore Ruiz, and Tyler Zabines. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show.
He didn't mean to skip Paul Casagrande.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
And Paul Casagrande. I swear
No.
I should just start the whole podcast over, but we're not going to. We're on a time constraint.
I'm still upset you fixed Andrew's name.
If you don't have a buck to toss, that's totally chill. You can get the podcast free out on podcast services and youtube.com/TCG University. It'd be really helpful if you dropped us a like, share, subscribe. And especially that share. If you've got friends who are playing the game or you've got somebody who's interested.
Who may or may not be watching the podcast already.
Get us in other people's eyeballs. Last thing before we get started, we are sponsored today by Cards Custom Build, Inked Games, and Dex Protection, but we will talk about that just a bit later. Guys, how's your week in UniVersus been? Tell me what you've done. Tell me what you've learned, discovered.
I showed up here to misplay and lose a match and not play another game till after the game of championship this week. I had that happen.
Yeah.
I should have won that match, but I misplayed.
You should have won that game.
Yeah, sorry. I should have won that game.
You should have won that game.
I don't know about the rest of the match.
I don't think so either. I think that Lord Raptor deck was
the Lord
a little
Raptor deck was
spicy.
real good.
See, it's just so small.
But what's it look like full screen?
I can't full screen it from here. I could.
Everybody watching the podcast, what do you think of the comments? Don't change it now. We'll just wait till see if anybody says anything.
Yeah, I can't.
If you can see the comments in the corner, what does it look like to you? Is it big enough? Too big?
You guys could check on your phone. That's something you could do.
I could definitely.
But that like
try.
ruins the podcast of like you talking. So don't worry about it.
I could do it both.
So what'd you do this week?
I was about to describe my deck.
You're doing stuff.
I played my favorite retro deck so far.
Which was
Takeda.
Lord Raptor. Oh,
Lord Raptor was my deck.
yeah, but he got to play it.
Yeah, I played one match. I whooped your ass.
You did. I misplayed.
You can read this fine? Perfect. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Oh, good.
It's I think Takeda is like one of the big, small and blurry. Damn it. I'm getting mixed signals.
I'm gonna
it's
look at it
I think he's one of the heavy hitters. Yeah. I think the good symbol in general is like really, really
he's on
strong.
like one of the 3 characters on the watch list, right?
Yeah, him and Iori.
Oh man. Spoiler for Final Fantasy game. Sorry.
You want to?
Sorry, I was looking at a spoiler for the FFTCG game. That was in another chat.
Yeah, I think the big thing that I'm taking away from all these campus championships is just how absolutely disgusting High Seas Adventures is.
Yeah,
that card's crazy
card was
good
unfair.
and always super good. And we're getting it back in the format.
Are we?
Yeah. As a
kind of.
Can you see it from there?
This is what it looks like.
Yeah, we can't see shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take it off. Sorry, guys. I will figure out how to make that work better in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting it as a DLC card. It just says response.
The Sangminas.
Yeah, response.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Make it flash, but it's unblockable.
Like that's the fix to it. It really is.
But it's also now a 2/5 with a block.
Who cares? That is the literal fix for that card. That card is super nuts for a reason. You get to just flash it and deal with it. And that card just says you don't get to deal with it. You just flash it.
Yeah, but like, I mean, shit like Deliverance exists on its symbol.
Yeah.
Like there's ways to get
there's
around.
still ways to get around it.
Yeah.
But like,
now it's like multiple card combos as opposed to.
man, what symbols they got? I don't remember what symbol. I mean, it's water.
No,
it's not water.
It's got all.
I thought she had water this time.
I thought it was all good order.
It might be. Man,
I thought Tira had water. I know Tira has life and death.
Wait, it
I
still might
also-
be up
She
on my
doesn't
phone.
have
Hold
evil.
on, let me check.
But like,
Yeah, she has.
like really,
Yeah.
no. Like,
Either way,
whatever it is. Yeah.
either way.
I was just like trying to think of like what we could do. It's so like you could do the.
Ooh,
You
it's
could do
all order water.
Is it your
All
opponent's
order
attack?
water.
Is it your opponent's attack or
Hold
is
on.
it?
Come on, load.
That
buddy.
is actually the best question that we could have asked.
Yes.
It
Is it
attack?
opponent's attack?
After your opponent
Oh, thank God.
plays an attack.
Were you also thinking what I was thinking under all?
Hey, man. Are you? I can make whatever attack I want. Brutality. Cool.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'll do the play I did where I stuck 4 reduction on my card
Yeah.
pool. I'll play new attack. Flash on block was +8/+8 on it.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Seems nutty.
It's a good thing it's his opponent. I'm fine with them being able to mitigate things through like deliverance and stuff. That just means they wasted 2 cards to deal with 1 attack rather than just the 1. Like it
Yeah.
just like that's more of going into like resource management. I'm like what you're okay with when like in that scenario. That card to me is gonna be perfectly fine. I don't think I thought you said they were about to reprint high season. I was like, fuck, this meta is about to get real slow again.
I mean, isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you, James Stevens, want?
I want a thinking meta where you have to think about decisions, not go, they have a high C, so I guess I hold for another turn so I could draw more attacks. I don't want it to be...
Sounds like you made a thought to me. It was one thought.
I said thinking, not thought. I didn't do
You're
a thunk.
a thought.
I didn't
Shut
do a
up.
thunk. Like I want a game where we're trying to play a good back and forth, not I drew enough to swing at you. Swinging. Did it kill you? No. Okay. I'll play defense now. Swing at me.
Wait, so how does that? What's your like? Do you want
I
to
want-
make blocking easier? Do you want to make attacks
I
harder?
wanna-
How do you get to that?
You have just broken into Jasco Games, and you have killed Ryan Pham, and now you're wearing him as
His
your
skin. Yeah.
Right, yes.
Back to this analogy.
Yes. And so you get to decide exactly. You're like, hey, Jason, it's me.
It's me.
It's me.
Ryan the Fam.
Hey, J-Man, as Tyler
As
said.
Tyler says, "Hey J Man," as I always call you.
Yeah. What do you? How do you, James Stevens, fix UniVersus?
I stopped printing dumb thick text like missile launcher, Scarlet, Nutcracker. I understand those are all 3 the same symbol, but like you get my idea. It's just like these just super thick attacks. Like, why for the combo cost of 1 does fucking Rose Whiplash become a 9/9 low as a reversal as well that could add an attack and gains you 4 life?
Because it's a reversal, and reversals suck.
Not a 9/9 low that gains 4,
Perfect. You've now made a playable card.
but now
Oh,
it's
okay. When is that card okay? Is an 8/8 for 4?
I think a double combo would have been fine.
a double combo.
Yeah. It's a finisher. It does so like you block with precise blow, block with secondary reversal, play your reversal as a reversal.
Well, all right, you have to think about like who that card was made for. It was made for Kurama,
A 7-hander who wants to block a reversal.
purely reversal character.
Who gets to abuse the fuck out of yin and yang.
Sure, but like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a topic for
that's another thing. Yeah.
later in the show. No, we're not talking about that today.
Nope.
Nah, sorry. Maybe next week.
It's just like that attack does a shit ton on offense for free and just gets better on defense to me. That card's way better on defense if you have the right tools than it is on offense. But it also just kills people on offense too. So like,
Well, I mean, it's certainly something people gotta like look out for, right?
like if it was combo, if this attack was played as reversal, it gets 5/5 or whatever. Like, the opponent's turn and an attack is real cool. It sets up for the next turn. But, like, it doesn't stall your opponent. Like, it doesn't make your opponent have to deal with that attack. Like,
I'm down for that one.
Like,
All right, but real
the
quick.
problem I have is just, like, all these attacks say, I'm trying to swing for your life total.
No, I get what you're
time.
saying, but do you think that enough people would stay without these flashy attacks?
Yeah.
What do you mean enough people would stay?
Like,
I don't know if if attacks didn't do enough, I don't know if I'd be interested. Like,
well, attacks have just grown in strength.
because it's
periodically.
really freaking fun to throw a nutcracker. That's all I'm saying.
It really
dude.
is.
That's all I'm saying.
But why does that nutcracker also need to gain 4 life, draw your card, add a foundation that doesn't count as progressive in, have EX3, like...
All right, maybe there's like a
have
there's a
breaker
line
2.
that they're not towing.
I'm not saying to like.
They're just running over the
I'm
line.
not saying like let's cut the horse's legs off, take it out back, and shoot it. I'm saying let's just put a saddle on it, rein it in a little bit, maybe like tie it up, get it a little accustomed to like just a little bit under control. Like
There was a Facebook post.
yeah,
What's the best attack in the game? And it was Meteor, Downward Spiral, Shadow Slicer. Did you guys vote on that?
no.
What is your opinion out of those 3 cards?
out of those 3 cards,
I
it
think
was
it's
Meteor, Spiral, Shadow
Oh, it's
Slicer.
I think it's Shadow Slicer.
I think it's Meteor just downright. Meteor's more universal. Shadow Slicer has some of the same outs as Meteor, but doesn't universally do all the same things. Meteor has a block, Breaker 2. It's a decent mid block. Has powerful 4, adds in anything you want, asset or foundation. Gets rid of committed cards to add in ready cards. That thing has another ability that I'm just not thinking of right now. Oh, can use assets for powerful.
You've missed another ability.
There's an R card pool. You can destroy an asset to negate an action.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that card, that's also really good. I've never seen anybody do that, though.
That's because you kill people.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like that ability isn't needed for that card to be fucking nuts.
It's because actually, like, losing your asset, you have to sit there and value your asset versus
it's
the
more
action.
asset. It's
Right.
resource management, yeah.
Like, is this revoke worth it? Yeah, I'll blow up my asset I just built in.
Yeah.
I've already got my use out of it.
That's just my opinion.
Why do you think Shadow Slicer?
It's 1 card that turns into 4 cards.
6/6. Add another copy.
Because it's 24 damage on a 3 diff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Gets negated by 1 committee boy.
Yeah. You could say a lot of cards get negated by 1 committee boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just being a dumb me.
the thing is like I picked Shadow Slicer as well, and I saw like a ton of like I really enjoyed watching this post go off, and like somebody had made like the really good point, and the reason it's Shadow Slicer is because for the price of 1 playset of Mina's Ultra Rare, you could buy 24 playsets of Shadow Slicer, and that's silly. It's crazy how out of 3 of us, none of us said Downward Spiral.
It's because Downward Spiral is not good by itself.
I don't know about that.
It's only a
I
discard
just
one
don't
by
think
itself.
I don't think it's as insane as.
Yeah.
As
Comparatively
Shadow
to the 2,
Slicer.
it's not as good. I think Downward Spiral is a perfectly good card
The
by
other
itself.
2 are also 3 control. For no reason.
It's a 2. Yeah, right?
So
Man, Shadow Slicer is a 4/2.
it's a 5.
If it was
it's
a 4/2.
4/3.
That's what he's saying. If
Oh.
it was,
If it was a 4/2.
would you still play it?
No, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'd be better. It'd be.
Oh my
better.
god, it
Okay,
would be
use it,
better.
use
It would
it
be
in
better.
anything,
It
yeah.
would be better if it was a 4/2.
Oh my god.
It says you draw 4 extra cards off Hellfire Bellman. That card would be better as a 4/2.
That'd be so
Are you
nuts.
kidding?
No, you don't. You don't draw 4 extra cards. You've already removed them to play the Shadow Slicer.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No, but like the reason
Should have been a 5 check to get that thing away from Hellfire Bellman.
the reason Downward Spiral isn't as good as the other 2 is because it doesn't say if your opponent discarded a non-attack card, they discard a second card. Like it doesn't do as much as everything else. It just says discard and get damage.
Here's the reason that like I don't see Downward Spiral being as high on the list. I think Shadow Slicer and we're still in what we've done this week. Shadow Slicer
On a big
and
tangent.
Meteor Style have multiple jobs in the game. Shadow Slicer is one of the best pokes in the entire game because you just sit there and be like, 6 high for 6.
Dork.
Deal with it. Eat it. Dude, fucking do something about it, idiot. Oh, did you tap everything out? I'll play one more and catch you. It'll go to my disco pile. It'll be back. And then Meteor Styles is like, man, I guess I don't really have anything to do. I'll throw a Meteor Style and get whatever I fucking want out of my disco pile. If you just like random throw out a downward spiral, it's like, look at my poke. You're like, okay, I'll discard this high block and block it with a low. Build. It just doesn't do anything, right? But downward spiral is like the best finisher in the game right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, if you have the
really
tools
good
to
at its
assist
one
it,
job.
If, like I said, it's very good with other things. The other two are very good by themselves. It needs something to accompany it.
Well, so
It gets its damage from your opponent having less cards. And if your opponent has a full hand, one downward spiral doesn't do anything.
I guess like that's like a way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
And the
I look at it as more of like the advantage you get from playing it.
I don't think we're about to disagree, but I think we're going to look at it from like slightly different angles, right? I think that downward spiral does its singular job better than those other two cards do all of their jobs. But because of how versatile those other cards are, they are just weighted more. They are worth more because it is so easy for you to sit here and no matter where in the game, whether it's in your hand as a block, the first attack, the last attack, a poke attack, a finish attack, Meteor's really good.
Yeah, so Shadow Slicer.
Shadow Slicer's super good. It could be the first card, it could be the fifth
Shadow
card.
Slicer says discard 3 cards. If your opponent's at less...
Correct.
So it already does more than Downward Spiral does.
Yes.
Because Downward Spirals only discard 1.
But as soon as you are able to hit them with that one downward spiral,
It's going to be
ruins-
enough.
It's their whole life.
Like-
It does its singular job better than
It
the
needs
other ones
somebody
do.
else to assist it.
But the other ones have like way more roles that they could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs the helping hand.
So anyways, speaking of retro,
Speaking of retro...
did you have something really important to say?
Nah, I was gonna ask if it really deserved a two check.
Yes. But
Retro
in my
profiles?
opinion,
No.
so did Shadow Slicer and so did Mina's attack.
It's not profiles, it's predictions. It's not working.
The autocorrect, right?
Spell predictions.
EDICT.
Maybe. EDICT.
CTIONS.
Oh, hey. Oh, does that work?
Nope.
You forgot the T.
I didn't forget anything. All right, I clicked it. D-I-T.
Fucking autocorrect.
T.
All right, we're back at it. Sorry, we we broke a breaker. We flipped a fuse.
Yeah. Thanos snapped us.
Yeah. And because of it, our 50-50 shot, Jeff's was
gone.
disintegrated. Just kidding. He had a dinner
Only
he had to
left
get
his
to
water.
at 6, and as it is. So currently the lower third is we're back, and so sorry about whatever discussion we were just having. It might have been about some dumb Devora thing, but
It definitely was probably, I think, some dumb.
I think it was
It was either
about-
that.
hilariously. We're not fucking with you. So
no,
funny.
like if we were actually talking
We're
about
talking about
Devora.
prolonged espionage and how many you should play in your deck. And the answer is
4.
we don't know.
Uh,
I want to talk about retro. What are your retro predictions? We've been playing retro for the past 4 weeks, campus championship.
You can call it that.
We've you have played for the past 4 weeks.
technically, yeah.
Yeah, you've been here to play.
At least one game,
Yeah.
one match.
You-
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you scrubbed out because you're trash to your
Fucking
trash. My question is, the retro event is happening this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
What's your predictions? Who's winning? Who's coming home with that luxurious first place prize?
That's real rough because
Spell predictions again.
PRE.
DICTIONS.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, it didn't.
Oh.
God damn it. Who's winning retro?
I mean, Cassie just won retro, right?
No. If you're losing to Cassie Cage in 2020, what is wrong with you?
The
get-
last event was won by Spike 2, wasn't
I
it?
get
Spike 1.
retro.
The last.
Yeah, but fuck it. Fuck it. Our framing's so bad with Jeff Con. What a shit
always
show
swing
as
the
the first podcast in the new studio.
always swing the
right?
camera.
No, it's fine. If you're losing to Cassie Cage in 2020,
Want to put the
something's
dog
wrong.
back?
That's maybe. That would have been funny. Please talk to me about Cassie Cage and
Okay.
why Spirit Shotgun is insane.
Because it's still is just a throw with 1 billion damage.
I think like the thing is like the good
and you get
symbol
season guide.
is like the thing to look out for. Like Cassie Cage with Trinity Geyser is insane. I don't even know if you necessarily need to run Trinity Geyser,
No,
right? I
dude,
think
why risk the 2?
just with Terry 1 and 2 dot stuff,
Yeah,
you just get
just
to move whatever you
Stuff
want.
everything.
right?
Yeah.
I guess only 2 dot has good, right?
Yeah.
Right.
One
The
has
other one has order.
Yeah.
So
And like I think all is just a better symbol anyways. You get not over yet.
well, the thing is like
Oh, I guess good you get shotgun.
good you get shotgun, and shotgun is like, hey,
The-
this shotgun's got 80 damage.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Takeda's really fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like-
I think that Huitzel, Dimitri, Rando, any of these evil characters that can pilot Hellfire Impalement are just going to be insane. I think the one thing that Hellfire Impalement's going to have to deal with is the fact that they have caught red-handed back in the format,
Oh, yeah.
and people are going to play.
Venomous.
People are going to play caught red-handed. They're not going to play Venomous.
No,
0
they're
people are
not.
going to play Venomous. 0 people now play Venomous. So why would they go back and play a bad card when they had a good one? But I think
A Lekman one?
A Lekman?
Ooh, I'm down.
I'm sorry.
yeah, it was a Lekman
What?
Cassie Cage for finals.
I'm sorry.
What?
Electman's hype as hell. How did what the fuck does Electman have?
M3C.
Shut up. That's not even a thing. There's no
M3C continuously
no-
stains your character?
There's no way that is. There's no way that's what Electman is trying to do.
That card's nuts.
It's fine, but
With everything else you get Hand of a Tyrant, Air Enhance, ready your character.
it was with MC3. That was what was happening, Karaz. There's no fucking way that your shit meme deck is the thing that won retro. There's no way.
Hey.
Not with shit like Hellfire Impalement Huitzel existing. That deck was unfucking fair.
But maybe no one played it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, who knows?
Did Cassie Cage win her event?
When our event?
Yeah. I don't think
I
so.
don't remember. I don't think so either.
And she was up there in the finals.
I think she got in the semifinals. It'll be this upcoming week, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, it might have actually been last week. It might have been last week.
But like, in 3C, ready your character. You get Hand of a Tyrant, Air Enhance, ready your character.
Fair.
You get
Yeah, that card's not fair.
No,
at all.
no, not at all.
Hellfire
No.
Impalement. Oh, we have a guest in the studio audience, by the way. Who's
Here for
new
the-
to UniVersus, very good at Final Fantasy.
yeah
and
for the
we'll,
Final Fantasy podcast. Yeah.
we'll see how that works later
Later
on.
night, yeah.
No, I think like Dimitri existing, like spoilers for the Campus Championship this upcoming week. I think the fact that Tyler is not playing Rando Spirit Gun, Hellfire Impalement, Dimitri 1 and Dimitri 2 is a fucking mistake.
I think it'd be really cool if he played Dimitri Time Stop.
Sure, we could totally play Time Stop.
Negative 2 checks.
Yeah,
2 check.
Sure, sounds great.
Yeah.
Or I'll just toss his reduction in every turn. Check a 5, add reduction. How much shit gets 2/2? Like why would I ever play? That was the play. Ooh, people were so nuts when you played
Darkside Masters.
Dark Masters, and now it's not a 2, it's a 3 diff with a 1 mid block breaker 2, grants you momentum, 2 speed and 2 damage to whatever attack, not just non-ranged. Cool. That's like the definition of power.
I mean, I'm playing Yellow Devil without playing Trinity Geyser, so
You playing kickflip?
no.
No.
I'm playing Hydro Fork.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because
Stuff a bunch of foundations.
you wonder why you're just gonna lose every week, right?
Well, it's because I'd
I
rather
only
build
play
fun
one- I only
things.
play- I'm about to build the funnest Sasquatch deck you've ever seen. That's the second deck I'm playing.
That can't be true. Are you playing Danger Zone?
No,
Nah, it's cool then.
but I'm playing Power Flip.
So you mean it's just gonna be a really good deck?
It's gonna be. Why would I not make really good decks?
That's fine.
This is for the good people, so that they
Here's the
have
thing.
the education to go and win. They're gonna take this Sasquatch
You're
deck
targeting
that I
the
made.
people who want to just go out there and just
Missile
beat.
launcher.
I'm targeting the people that want to show up with an Electman deck in 3C.
and somehow beat Cassie Cage with shotgun. I bet that Cassie like got fucked up, like check wise or something,
Or just like
something had to
Electman
happen,
just
dude.
went hard off. Like
I gotta know. I hope there's a VOD. I would actually love to go back and watch that.
I just want to see the deck list.
So, who else? Do you think there's anybody else who's that sleeper hit? Obviously, apparently, like Man's the best character in the game. Is there? Do you think Iori's going to be a problem? Do you think Scorpion's going to be a problem? Going back and getting all this desperation stuff. Do you think there's just enough stun attacks to make something like
Iori could be, but it depends on how lucky he gets. Like we played Iori, and like one of the problems was sometimes you just didn't draw the fire. Like just sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
And then with Scorpion, it ends up being, can you put yourself at desperation fast enough to make it worth it? Or do you have to take the chance of your opponent exploding on you and you living? Like that's just the thing. How much do you pull that give and take?
I'm just letting you know I'm getting back in like the swing of things. I just want to play Scorpion again.
Yes, your ex-girlfriend doesn't want to leave. I get it. She's hiding in that closet.
I think
I'm going to open that
Vespera's
closet. This could be your Scorpion outfit.
I think this week we're going to figure out if Vespera is going to actually be an issue. I can't imagine pay 2 Vitality, pick up Rose Whiplash every single turn is like okay. I can't imagine living in a world.
You said you built it like the first week, and then you didn't play, and I went, "Where's this deck?"
Oh, I haven't. I didn't like build it, right? I had like the idea, the concept in my head because at the same time we could also pick up Bamboo Blind Slice every single turn and play it. And so as long as I have momentum, you never get to play an attack on me while it's in my card pool. If I have a card in my card pool and
what's her symbols again?
She has water. That's what matters. Water, fire, death. Yeah, we're playing underwater because you get to pick fucking everything up, and then you just like pick up Paralyzing Touch. And you're just like.
PP Touch is pretty good.
Honestly, that card's not as good as everybody.
Oh no, it's not as good as it used to be. That's the issue.
It was good.
It was extremely good. It's just not as good as it used to be.
I think card pool stuffing is insane. I'm not even sure that King is the person to do it. I think it could be. I think it could be literally anybody. I think that King deck was good.
I'm upset we don't have one more week because I want to build base.
Yeah. Why? What's with all the Terry stuff?
No, I want to build card pool stuffing base.
Yeah.
It was the deck I built before.
Yeah.
Where we played King's things.
So here's my plan with retro, right?
Yeah.
I'd like once a month maybe we go back and play retro. I think that sounds fun. Keep everything nice and fresh. That sounds fun to me. But I want to know more about this event. Do you think like something like Dragonflare Natali, like if you had to
Dragonflare Natali should have been the deck that was built. Sorry, Jeff. Dragonflare Natali should have been the deck that was built.
I don't actually know about that. I think Hellfire Natali's still fucking nuts.
Did he build Hellfire Natali?
Yes, and that's what won that gave the championship.
Why not both?
Being able to play Hellfire. Well, Dragonflare is a fair card, not a 2-check.
Dragonflare is not a fair card.
No, it's super fair.
When you play it for free, it's an 8 mid for 8 stun 2 that burns your opponent for every
Give me
momentum.
your dream top 8. What's happening in retro? I'm gonna write it down.
Dream top 8?
Dream top 8. If there are 8. Let's say we had 100 people at this event, which everybody please go and sign up. I'll put a link in the description down below. It's $40 to enter. I know it's so much, but you literally get a whole box
for entering, right?
Yeah, you get a box for entering. Pretty much everybody's gonna get a playmat. Like you get get a ton of promos.
I want to enter.
The value is like so much fucking money. Like it's so much money that you get out of playing in this retro event. The only sunk cost that you have is you have to download Tabletop Simulator, which will cost tabletop money, and then you have to pay for the
$20 depending on if you can find somebody to help you out.
Who's your top 8? 8 characters that are going to win this event. Takeda, obviously.
Takeda's up there. I think Cassie has to be up
Cassie.
there. I don't want to put Electman. That's a meme dream.
No, he's third, buddy.
Natali? Yeah.
3-dot?
No, 2-dot.
All right, this is a test.
I had to think about it. I was like, they're so like they've re-released them so many different times.
Yusuke? You really think Yusuke's gonna win the? See, here's the thing. I'd be super down if Yusuke got even one more card with the word spirit in it. There are literally 0. It was the first thing I looked up when we were like retro. What word spirit do we get? We
nothing.
Get shit.
Nothing.
We get absolutely nothing.
Do you know what you could do with Vespera? This is what I was looking up the entire time. I'm sorry. I was more focused on what cool things.
I actually don't think Iori's going to do it. I would rather play Scorpion.
Yeah.
We're putting Scorpion on.
Banned, right?
Huh?
Gil is indeed banned. Gil, Jetta.
Any standard bans are still banned.
Yeah.
Which is very upsetting because I want No Equal to come back.
We have 3 more characters. Or 2 more characters. Or 6, 7, 8. Sorry. 3.
I honestly...
Astaroth 1-dot? Question mark?
Maybe...
Nightmare.
Nightmares.
When I look back at Nightmare stuff, I couldn't find anything that was super interesting. There wasn't this really giddy toy that he has, but it might just be that like just Vicious Madness Nightmare just fucking kills people. I'll put him on the list. Why not?
Zhang Hua.
Sure. I would rather put Lilith 1 dot on that list than Zheng Hua.
I think Zhang Hua's better than Lilith 1 dot.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
The stun 2 is very, very good.
Well, I get 2 speed on everything.
You have to build at least
No.
one foundation.
No. You
Oh,
call Lilith.
you get Lilith, yeah. But like, you get 2 speed. You get that on everything.
Dr. Wily
2 dot, yeah.
2 dot.
That's a very.
There's my 8th pick. I would be totally fine with Takeda, Cassie, Natali 2, Whitzel, Scorpion, Nightmare, X, Dr. Wily 2 dot getting as our top 8. I could totally every single one of those characters I could see being. There's plenty of other characters that I could see. We didn't even talk about the fact that Lord Raptor gets all of his shit back. That Lord Raptor deck that I built, insane.
I want to build a Lord Raptor 1 dot deck and play.
That's too slow. I think you're just gonna lose.
Oh, fuck you.
Let's stack them.
No.
Don't you want your Hellfire Pebble to have 2 more speed or 2 more damage?
No.
Not Hellfire. Sorry. Ultimate Undead. That's what I meant.
Undead? Not really.
No.
So
It's already big enough.
It also won't be worth it.
I agree. That card's bad.
Yeah, Ultimate Undead.
In the grand scheme of
Ultimate
things,
Undead's so
card-
good.
What did you say? It was cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a cool card. I will not disagree with you that it is a cool
That's
card.
the best Ultra they've ever printed, in my opinion.
It is a 7 difficulty card
I get it.
that says maybe we're digging. We're just getting put our back in
but
it.
in
We
Lord
just gotta
Raptor it
dig.
says give +X+X.
Yeah.
And you're digging.
Yeah.
Means every time you dig that hole, it gets bigger.
A little beefier. A little beefy.
You're about to drop somebody in that hole.
Was there anything else that we could possibly add to this list? I'm actually super, super down for this list.
The problem is I want there to be a draw engine. I'm trying to find a water character that has a draw engine that works similarly to X, and they're just not. What I want is, I want another Liu Kang. I wish Liu Kang 1 dot was playable.
No, absolutely not.
Well, he doesn't have fatality. He doesn't get the free stuff. He has to kind of work for it.
It's interesting. It's like
Because to me, fatality is what makes it nuts. Is just, I'll play the 0 def that doesn't do anything, stuff a card, then search my deck and do stuff, and then I can pick up another fatality to then mill my deck more. Like, he just doesn't get to do that.
yeah.
The reason I say X is because, you get Intercellus, Mistral, Sublimating Blade, Kunu each.
Why not Death or all then?
For
Mistral and Celis Loops.
the reason you play water is because they have less than 3 damage, and then you get to play improved design, and anything extra you add to your hand that's not an attack, just ditch it
Under all, you just play as Ken,
and give damage.
and then you just give a bunch of damage, and you're
you
like,
can't. Wait,
yeah. Are they 4 difficulty cards?
no.
Okay, if it's 4 difficulty 4 or less, you give damage.
I thought it was 4 or more for a kin.
Kin
Is 4 or more.
Are you sure?
Yes, because you can't give it to reduction.
Perfect. All right. Well, either way, you have one removed. You draw 2 cards and you just pitch them. You're just just
like
play-
it's a cool
play these cards
engine,
forever.
but you don't get to play Sublimating Blade that just says turn them into more attacks. But Kunoichi you still get to play.
Yeah.
We're talking about a 2-pip Ken, right?
Yes. Ken 2 dot.
Remove top 2. You're printed for higher difficulty. It's +1 speed and 3 damage.
Yeah, you got me. I've been had. I want to go ahead and talk about this
Main topic.
loot boxes question mark.
Boxes question mark.
James, this is your topic.
It is my topic.
Bring it up.
Let me pull up the Facebook post I stole it from.
I mean, you can just summarize it, right?
Oh yeah, but thanks, John.
What?
Somebody made a post into the Facebook group that said, "Anybody got that Lekman list from yesterday?"
Please do.
I
Please do.
really want to see it. Let me find this real quick.
I bet it was like some Bromley concoction.
Man, it's something. Okay, here we go. This is from Tony Laskin from the Weishwards North America Community Group.
If you want to listen to about that Weeb game, we have a podcast.
We have
happening.
a podcast for that too.
Find on the channel. You know what to do. Yeah.
So I have a serious question. Has anyone considered what happens to blind booster games if the digital loot box hate moves on to physical games like Weiss? I assume it is something like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! That would be targeted. Are we just screwed? Can these games survive with a more deck building type format where you can only buy play sets or pre-built decks or something like that? That was the main idea of the topic.
Okay, so this is
To
like,
give a little more context is the media and everybody's trying to little clock down is trying to what's the word?
stop loot
Sorta?
boxes.
They're trying to stop loot boxes because it's sort of like gambling.
I mean, it's definitely gambling.
I mean, every time we open up a pack, it's gambling.
Yes,
so,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
The
yeah.
original title for this podcast was
gambling.
Is it gambling? And the answer is yes.
Yes. The
Yeah,
answer
we
is yes.
gamble every. I pay my
Hey,
$4.
podcast is over, guys.
I pay my $4 to hopefully get a $20 card. That's literally gambling.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Keyforge at all?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like that really fits well.
Do you want to just jump on the podcast?
You?
Yeah. Just come have a seat.
Is that mic on? Did you turn that
Yes,
off?
the mic is still hot.
We probably should turn that off.
Ah, whatever.
Probably got like a
So
weird
this is
microphone.
this spans all card games, so you don't have to have UniVersus knowledge
No,
here.
because I planned on this being one of the topics for White Schwartz, and we didn't do it this
You
week.
brought up Keyforge, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to be a fist away from the mic. You're gonna like, yep, like right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
If
You
have to-
haven't been on the podcast yet, but you'll figure it out.
If you have to move this,
Yeah.
please
You're
do
fine.
so. This
Yeah.
thing can move wherever it needs.
You
to.
can
Okay.
do whatever you want with it.
All right.
So Keyforge.
Yep. So Keyforge was this game that I kind of found when I went to like my local comic store. Essentially, what it is that you buy a deck, right? But you don't know what the deck is. You don't know what cards are in it.
Right.
You don't know any idea what's going on with the deck. You buy it, you crack it open. Every deck's supposed to be completely different from each other, right? So like when you bring up loot boxes, this is kind of like the concern that I start seeing, right? If TCG start going to the point where they're wanting to go like maximal profit, it's like, hey, just so you guys know, here's a UFS deck. You don't know what cards are in it. But if you pay like $20, well, here's the deck, right? But you can't change any of the cards in the deck because that was the big thing about Keyforge is that when you bought the deck, that's it. You can't make any alterations to it. You can't make any adjustments to the deck. That's the deck in and of itself.
Yeah, Keyforge had two formats, I believe. One was more of like a deck building format where you can pick and choose together.
See,
And
I
then it
didn't know that.
Yeah, we bought a bunch of it because I wanted to play test the game because I saw it too. So we have a bunch of it at the other house where the other set was. It has, I believe it had two different formats. One was the deck builders format where you just pick and choose things. That one is hella expensive to play because obviously packs are random. You're not guaranteed to get anything.
Yeah,
So buying singles for that game is shit.
for sure.
So you just buy pre-built decks, which are just easier to build and whatever. Pre-built decks, buying the singles is better that way because you get the pre-built deck and whatnot.
Yeah.
As obviously certain cards are better and certain decks are better because they come with it's all random, so you get certain better cards. But like you have the pre-built decks, which works more of the style of how there's another game I can't think of right now that kind of something similar. And then you have Pokemon does it. Pokemon does it with some of their basic tournaments, which is you come in with a starter deck and you just get to play that starter deck. They do it with the online TCG form of that.
Let's take it back a sec.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you equate cracking packs to loot boxes? Do you think they are equivalent, in both
Yes.
a physical space and a legal space? Because that's, I mean, we don't have a topic if it's not legally an issue. Card games are going to keep doing what they're doing.
Yes.
Right.
They got to make money.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's a business. At the end of the thing of that. Otherwise, we'd all just collect all the cards we want. We'd all have master collections. We could play whatever we want.
Correct.
In my opinion, it's all the same. Yeah,
It is. They are
No.
loot boxes.
it's exactly the same.
Thoughts?
No. So, I mean, it goes back to like that gotcha system, right? Everyone wants that ultra rare. Everyone else, everything else like that. So, designing it from a business perspective, well, of course, it's going to be really hard to get that ultra rare.
Yeah.
And when you put it at $20, $40, people have to weigh it, which like, do I pay $4 for the opportunity of getting this card, or do I just bite the bullet for the second, third hand market and then just buy the card itself? And for a business standpoint, people are going to buy more packs because they're going to see it as, oh, I'm only spending $4, $8, $40, $80 in packs. I still haven't gotten the card yet. I see no reason for me to try to get the card yet. You've already spent $80. What's another 40 for 10 more packs, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, yeah, you've sunk into the hole of gotcha, and you've spent 200 some odd dollars in packs instead of just buying a playset of the cards for like $100.
I very much had a gambling problem when I was fresh out of high school. Had my first job, no real responsibilities, and I would literally just drop entire paychecks on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, and that's just what I would do. And I would get the cards that I wanted and then trade them in and then grab more packs and be like, oh, I didn't get the ones that I wanted. So I'd go to work and then I'd get, and then it's literally gambling. And man, that's all loot boxes is.
Yeah.
Right. The thing about card packs though, and the thing where this is where it gets interesting is, does it have the same effect? Right. So think about the audience of card games versus video games.
Right.
Card games have this big, huge audience, and it's all targeted towards truly little kids who see a flashy skin. When a little kid sees this really awesome Charizard, they're not going to go crack a bunch of packs to go try and find another Charizard. I feel like the
It's
mentality...
also like ease of access too.
Yeah.
Like where the loot games are, like they're on your phones.
Yeah.
They're on the Xboxes,
I have to
PlayStation.
go to the mall.
Switches.
I have to go to the
You have to go to a
LGS.
certain. You have to go to Target, buy a
Yeah.
Pokemon pack. You have to go.
Then there's the counter argument for that, right? Where like going onto like an online storefront and then just like, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of loose packs, or like there's Facebook markets now too. There's people like, oh, I'm bulk selling these loose packs for like $2 a pack
because they've already weighed and got rid of all the good cards.
Correct.
Like, I'm gonna say something really political
Okay.
without trying to be rude. It's really all the parents' faults. Like it really is.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean,
Let's
it's
get
like-
it.
it's
Fuck
gate-
you,
it's-
parents.
It's
Like, it is.
gatekeepers.
If you disagree with us, go to patreon.com/TCG University
Tell us how you
and
feel.
tell him exactly how you feel.
Like that's just what it is. It's just like as adults we're allowed to make those decisions.
Well,
Like,
absolutely.
the problem is it's in a kid's game space. That's the issue they're going at.
It's the
just like-
children's card game.
Yeah, this is a kid's game space. Adults shouldn't be doing this, which is statistically just not actually true.
Yeah, I mean, it really...
Like,
Let's take it at face value, right?
yeah,
When we sit down and I crack a $4 pack, the value of that $4 is still the $4.
Yes.
Right? Everything in there, like cards are only worth what you can sell them for. When it comes to and we have somebody in the live in the chat, X. I would try to call him Stop like 4 times in my head. He says like the big difference is there's a secondary market, and that's really the case. When I think about like Overwatch,
Right.
which is like where my first
Loot box
experience was. I got all these skins, and I did not get the loot box bug. It was a fun reward when I did a cool job and I shot people. Neat. I spent $0 on Overwatch. But like I can't resell a skin to get like legitimate money.
Right.
I used to work at a card shop, and one of the big things that he empowered me with. Perfect. Thank you. One of the big things that he empowered me with was how many hamburgers is that? How many hamburgers is that card worth?
I actually use that analogy.
Right, yeah. I had an old roommate who had a Yu-Gi-Oh binder, and he'd look at me sometimes. He'd be like, "This binder's worth $5,000," and I'd look at him and go, "Who's gonna buy that for $5,000? That's worth nothing. You have a paperweight."
Yep.
Right. It's really impressive. It's very shiny, really hard, fun to collect. It's not a $5,000 binder because nobody's gonna hand you $5,000.
No.
well, I think now you could find it. I think now you can do it. I think like the gamescape has changed with like TCG Player.
Well-
like the secondary market has expanded so much.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yes.
I'm not gonna walk into you and hand you this binder, and you're gonna hand me $5,000.
No.
Right? Like that's
there-
just.
There's people at nationals and stuff that do that.
Well, the other thing.
but they do it for the same reason of I need more paperweights.
Correct.
Well, the other thing of that, though, right, is like bringing up the secondary market is most people usually want to shoot for 70 to 80% of their original value.
Yeah.
Right. And usually they can kind of settle anywhere between like 60 to 70. Like if you really need to get it off your hands. Right. And like with having that secondary market, like that's what determines like the actual value of our cards. Like we can all agree because it's a super important card and because we all are going to need it in our decks in some way, shape, or form. That's why it's $10, $15, $20.
So let's pretend a bit. Is this the best model for the business and the client when it comes to trading card games? We currently in UniVersus have the example of they have gone the living card game route with this DLC. Hey, if you buy 2 of these, you get everything you need. Asterisks, stacking characters, whatever, they're fixing it. You get everything that you need. Is that a better solution? What if we sold packs of a singular character and you got all of their support?
Kind of the way like Indines worked.
Correct.
Okay.
You bought a
But
singular
instead of
pack,
like the
you got
15
it all.
random cards, it was a set, like one of each card.
Sure.
Like in that set or
Yeah.
whatever.
So I just want to make sure I'm following. So if I bought like a Ken pack, right?
Uh-huh.
Ken DLC is that I get Ken and then I get the support pieces for Ken.
You get all 8 of his cards at a 1 of or a 2 of, depending on however Jasco wants to do it.
so
but you
that's
know,
my framework.
You know that you could buy 4 of that and have every single card from Ken. You never open another Ken card in another pack ever.
And then I would never have to go fishing around for packs and stuff like that to try to go get his cards.
Correct. But
Okay.
if there was a singular card that you needed out of Lord Raptor's kit,
Yep.
You
I
have
gotta
to
go
buy-
Kraken Lord
you
Raptor.
have to go buy the whole Lord Raptor thing. And it would all come as whatever,
Right.
as the whole thing. Which model would you personally prefer?
Okay.
Would you rather choose the random gambling model or the you are stuck with this specific thing, there's no changing it, there's no luck, there's no happenstance?
It's really weird because I don't think that influences the secondary market by too much, which is really funny to me. I would go for the second one. I don't think you like if we were able to do it.
The DLC route.
Yeah.
That's what you rather do.
Yeah, I'd rather do the DLC one only because like as a collector standpoint, it's a really good deal.
Yeah.
You get what you need as a collector standpoint. As like a player standpoint, you get what you need. And like you could like honestly you could also just make it a little bit more expensive too to cover the basis for the fact that they're not just going to be buying random packs. Like that price gets to go up and you would still be okay with it cuz you get what you need.
Right.
Style, you
There's
were
a
like
new
thinking about
standard.
5 seconds ahead of me, so I need you to calm down just a little bit, okay? Keep going.
I mean that's the route I was getting to right
Yeah.
now, which
No,
is just
that
like,
was actually a
you
good
have
point
to
that I was going
find-
to touch on.
you have to find that leeway between how much money you make off of people buying random packs to search for cards and not selling random packs to make people search for cards.
Right.
Correct.
Because then it's money that's not going to them. It's money that's going to the secondary market as opposed to actually going to them. Because if they sell the product, the money goes to you. You can continue.
Which is why I
to
said the
reserve.
secondary market doesn't change too much. It
Yeah.
just prices are a little smaller, but everything still sells.
Right.
It's also really hard as a living card game if like the DLC packs are attempting to be. Like you buy this one thing, you get it all. It's so hard for a screaming 5-year-old to look at a $20 to $30 product and be like, "Mom, buy me that on a whim." Mom is super down to drop $4 on a pack to shut a kid up. They are not going to drop $30 on the full support on everything that Pikachu has to offer in this current meta, right? Like that's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, porque no las dos, right? Like
Yeah.
you could branch out your options a little bit and then have like, all right, so here's like that $4 entry point for like the Screaming Kid analogy, right? You
Yeah.
know, you still your customers there. It helps out the company, and you're still able to actually support like directly the company. But
So if loot boxes are outlawed, right? If card packs are outlawed, then what does that $4 product look like?
So for $4 product, then it looks like either it's going to be non-existent or they're going to have to explicitly put on the pack, this is exactly what you're getting in the pack.
I mean, they currently do that.
No, they don't.
They do odds.
You have the odds of what comes in a pack. You don't get.
Oh, as opposed to like a written out. This is
it's a
card
written
for card.
list. Like
Okay.
think of like the structure decks and stuff like that,
Yep.
where it tells you every single thing. Those won't get hit. Those won't matter. They're not random.
I'm into it.
But the random one pack you get at the back of Endines and the back of the Mega Man starters, not okay. Not okay stuff. That's one random pack.
Yep.
No loot boxes for you.
Yep.
Stop that.
So, Staw brings up a point about deck builders kits because from what I remember for the Magic the Gathering ones is that you got like it was like 4 to 6 like random packs of what's standard for that time.
Sure.
And then it's a semi-randomized air quotes like commons and uncommons that you get in the box. But you can normally know what to expect. Like if you look at the commons and uncommons list, like for like their spoiler, you already have an idea what you're going to get for commons and uncommons. You usually get like a play set or like close to a play set of like your commons and uncommons, and then whatever you get from your packs, you pick like the really good rares and you make a deck out of them.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because like I'm not positive that you can have a deck builder's kit inside of UniVersus just because of how our cards work. I'm not positive that you can do that because we don't have enough quote unquote staples. Like I can't
The way the game works
Magic
is
and
too
open.
Pokemon, we can sit here and be like, hey, here's a pack of just fucking lands. We don't have like what's your staple foundations for every symbol, right? They just don't exist.
Yeah, they don't.
Unless we went to the infinity symbol route that we were talking about before,
Yeah,
in which
fuck it.
case, fuck that.
The one thing-
Don't do that. Don't do that.
The one thing I just thought about, I have to try and remember because I read that
Want me to roll?
is I thought of it, and then you started saying stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that. What was I thinking? Continue talking. I'll remember, and then I'll interrupt you when you do it.
We were talking about the toolkits. Does that bring anything back?
This is why Yu-Gi-Oh can't do it, right?
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh can have these asterisks. They can't do it. They have these like specific power cards that exist and can be in any deck, like all the hand traps and such. But there's no like real.
I remember. I'm interrupting you. What if before a set rotates, they make an LCG set, like an LCG box for it?
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. We're getting somewhere.
And then they just make an excess amount. And if they're doing like the retro format, it always exists if they make an excess amount.
Right, and then you just print it in and you just put it in this box.
Yep.
well,
And then once it rotates, like once it truly rotates, you just can't, like they can't do anything with King of Fighters anyways.
right.
So like
Yeah.
if they make that excess amount.
The issue is they can't sell any King of Fighters product, but the distributors can.
Yeah.
So if they make this retro box of here's the living card game of everything inside of it, they have to instantly push that product out for a retro. Like nobody's going to want to buy non-standard stuff.
You don't think
you're such the outlier.
You don't think Rochester? No, I'm saying you don't think like if retro becomes a format, people are going to buy it.
Correct.
But doesn't that fall into like the loot box trap of limited time only, buy now?
I mean, that's what
No, so like it's more of like this card game's dead. I saw some closed boxes. Do you want to buy boxes?
Oh,
It's more
okay.
of that route where like this already existed. Do you want it?
Okay.
So like you don't think Rochester or Legendary would just pick all those up before the time runs out? Like Jasco has to get rid of these. They're not allowed to sell after a certain point. You don't think Rochester and LWG are going to pick those up to try and like have that base to sell?
I mean, as a customer, that sounds really cool since I'm like into buying big products. But once again, Staw brings up a great point. It just ruins the secondary market.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That kills the secondary market on those original cards. There's a reason Trinity guys are. If that had happened,
but
for,
here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Jasco makes no money off the secondary market for cards they can't already sell.
I guess that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Fuck the
Jasco,
secondary market.
the secondary market means nothing to Jasco if they're not making money off the first market.
That's correct.
If the first market's not there, the secondary market's not there for them.
Yep.
Secondary market's there for you.
For me?
Yeah,
For me?
yeah, for you. That's why that's why the LCG thing works. Is because like Jasco's like, I have a really good deal. Get everything that's about to rotate out. We're not going to be allowed to sell it. This is the best chance you get to get it. If not, you're picking up secondary market. And we can't guarantee prices.
Found our $4 product.
Yep.
There's this whole box for $4. You get it. It's gone.
Hashtag bolt. All right.
Yeah, I honestly don't know which I would
I really
rather.
like that. I really like that idea, and I wish they do it so I could just pick it all up.
I really actually don't know which one I'd rather do. Just purely based on, I enjoy the endorphins from gambling, right?
The little feel goods.
So like
So just let's change it.
let's
Instead of not banning loot boxes, let's ban gambling.
I love it.
I mean, all right.
What a fun. I mean, that's not the point I was making, but
Just
sure.
axe the whole thing.
So let's take it a step further. What happens to tournament prize support? Is it all cash only? Because one of my biggest issues with the Weiss community is there's a set that out the most recent set has come out and nobody fucking wants it. You have a tournament. I don't want that pack. That pack sucks dick. I don't care about that anime at all.
Well, like that's the problem is just like the sets for White Schwartz aren't universal like the way like UFS
Correct.
is and all that.
Right,
is.
right.
So like you have to pick and choose. It's just like, well, I don't need these cards. What's the best money set right now to pick up? Like that's just what you end up doing. Or some places will do store credit. Like I'll hold this, you hold this amount. You only get so much time to use it. Obviously,
Store credit does not help the store at all.
No,
Store credit sucks.
no. But like
You want to get product off the shelves.
Oh yeah, but like some stores do it to try and keep players to want to keep coming to tournaments because they make money off people paying for tournaments. Like.
So like when I sit down and I win a tournament,
Yeah.
I don't want to be handed a product that I already have.
Yep.
Or one you don't want.
Correct. Like, hey, here's the Zhenghua box. Oh, well, I already have 4 of these, and so I have everything. Sorry, man, this is what I have. I don't have random packs for you to randomly get an ultra rare, right? This is what you got.
This is a preset.
And that doesn't feel good to me. I'd much rather have the chance, the gamble of like hitting it big.
What if
you
they're
know?
just? What if? Because like the
All
other
right.
problem is like
Oh, you first,
some
bud.
things can't do cash give outs because you're not. It's also considered gambling.
Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon you are for sure not allowed to. I do not know about Magic.
In Vegas, I believe you're allowed to. If they hold a tournament in Vegas, you're allowed to get cash.
I still remember back in the olden days, like if you want a pro tour in Magic, you got to design the next card. Like that was like the real big deal, right?
That's real cool.
Like that's how Solemn Still and Makeroom got made. That's how Dark Confidant got made. That's how all of these cards got introduced into like Magic. So like that's, at least for me as a player, is a big incentive that if I'm good enough to make top spot, I can then have a hand in like the next balanced card to come out for the format, and being able to immortalize yourself into a game like that's pretty wild.
Well, that's talking about like the tip of the tree. I want to talk about the roots, right?
Okay.
Card games live and die off of the local scene.
That's true.
And if at a local, I'm not invested if I don't have that carrot to go and, hey, I could potentially go and win. I could spend my $4. I could spend that and quadruple my money on getting 5 packs.
Yep.
That sounds great.
All
but
right.
it like that doesn't make any sense. At the very tip top level, hell yeah, let's make cards all day.
So I got your endorphin rush here, right? So you're at your local scene, right? And you win, you make top spot, right? They have this nice claw machine, right? That has all these DLC boxes in it.
I love it.
All right. You know, you have that Shangwa in there, sure. You already got 4 of those. But you see that Scorpion box in there. You see like that All Might promo box in there.
You
right?
get 3 tokens. Play the game.
Yeah, you made top. You made
Konami's
top.
doubled down to the pachinko machines.
Pull the lever.
Yeah.
So like,
Gotcha.
Yeah. so you go up to this machine, right? Your top spot, right? Well, here's those 3 tokens like he was referring to. Go ahead and see if you can't get that All Might box you don't have yet. Go ahead and see if you can't get that Scorpion box you don't have yet. Oh, you didn't
It's
make
not like they're
it.
gonna be cheap. It's an entire playset of a dude.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. From there, like, how do you do participation prizes? Like, I don't see with like living card games and tournaments at the local level. How do you give small prizes? I remember going to locals and getting a last place prize, right? Well, I mean, yeah, that means if it's promos, one promo, you can. Why can't we always play for the fun of the game? Fuck fun. I'm all about that motherfucking money.
Patreon.com/TCUniverse.
No, but like I'm trying to get the most out of. I'm trying to get the most out of my entertainment, right? Obviously, play for the fun of the game. I guess. Whatever.
Well, I mean,
call me on my bullshit.
Well, I mean, the fun is
always
what
playing for the
drives
fun
you
of
to
the
actually get to a competitive point anyways, because the fun is in the competition. It is to get to the top spot.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that for some people, like, that's the drive. That's what gets you to that point. Like, there's the fun in the game for some people is being competitive. Just like, you know, for the fun of the game could be getting those 3 tokens and rolling in the crane gotcha machine.
For sure.
Maybe that's the fun. The fact of the matter remains is that when it comes to...
You should have options for both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's
What
how
if
you
it
get
was? What if
the
it was a
most.
point system to the next set?
Point system?
Isn't that just the credit we were just talking about? That's not
Yeah,
good
yeah,
for
yeah,
the.
yeah.
Okay,
He's
all right.
like, yeah,
Yeah, but it goes to something.
They've already got it figured out. It's called in-store credit, and it sucks.
No, I meant like the main company.
Like the main, like you.
Like how like Konami points work and all that works.
Interesting.
Like instead of stores handing out their like prizes that way, it gets handed out through the company itself. And like the way redemption works, you can use those points to buy promos, buy Gandalf. You can buy certain like decks, certain stuff like that.
I want to actually jump off. I want to move on. Do you guys have any last minute thoughts that you have about loot boxes and randomized packs? Any last finishing
Loot
thoughts?
boxes
that you
are
wanna-
fine. Parents are bad.
It's weird.
It all just comes down to regulation of like the individual as well as like the people outside of the individual, like when it comes to any sort of like gacha based system. And like,
Gotcha.
yeah, there's only so far that like companies and stuff can go saying like, hey, just so you know, this is entirely random. So whether you spend $4 on this pack or $400 on this pack, we can't really like stop you. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's you that's spending the money on this. And it comes down to the individuals, because I've seen way too many stories of like in the UK and stuff where they grab like their parents' credit card or whatever, like he was mentioning, parent issue, and they're spending $1,600 in Fortnite. Like it just comes.
Yeah, but I build faster, and that's what really matters. You do that in that game?
Yeah. Do you remember when that game died?
You build? Fortnite?
Yeah.
Fortnite's the biggest game ever. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Fortnite died for like a week.
Wasn't it because they rebooted? I know nothing about Fortnite.
Yeah,
I can't.
they literally black holed the entire Fortnite universe.
And then started it back
I
up
have
again.
no idea. I stopped paying attention. I stopped paying attention after I saw a headline that went, Fortnite players can't play because the developers shut down the entire thing with a black hole. And I went, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Weird flex, but okay.
Captain America looks cool. Anywho, I want to go and move on.
Yes.
I want to move on.
Do you see Thanos?
I want to talk about make this work. Having fun. How
You want?
just how? Ooh,
How to have fun.
sure. How to have fun. How we have fun. How about that? Is that a better?
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's a lower third. This is gonna be a real fluff piece. I want to talk about how do you have fun playing UniVersus. You're new to the game.
Yes, I am.
Newish, relatively.
Yes, I don't know any of the busted cards.
the
I don't
mouse.
know any of the
I do have
combos.
the mouse.
All I know
wanna
is
make sure
that
this fits.
all I know is I play a Devora deck that has 4 cost attack cards, and that's it.
So my question is, how do we have fun?
Nice.
All right.
Thanks, John.
For myself, when it comes to UniVersus, what I find fun, it's just like when I got into like the fighting game community, right? It's picking your main, right? Like this is the character that I'm gonna ride or die for, and that every set that comes out, I'm gonna look at a few cards and go, okay, does this update my main character? Does this make them any better than what they are now? And then being able to optimize my main character and be able to play it
Do you like when
for
this is the post
as
show?
long
Okay.
as possible. And for instances like Devora, I'm always looking for 4 cost attack cards and looking, okay, does this help advance Devora's game plan of being able to add on additional damage and being able to help her gain life and build up her attack chain, stuff like that. And for me having fun, it's being able to have that character focus.
Yeah.
And then just being able to make them the best character they can be and understanding my matchups for that character and going, all right, I'm not going to win against X character, or I'm totally going to be able to smash X character. But from a competitive standpoint, it's being able to find that character that like naturally clicks with me and then taking that character as far as I can. So for like on a casual perspective of it, it's finding your main character and just having fun with that. But from a competitive standpoint, it's being able to like do the research. How many people are playing this character? How many copies of this card are they playing? Like breaking it down into numbers and running those statistics kind of like on a realistic sense. I'm going, okay, what are the odds that if I attack you with this, that this is going to make me lose or win the game? And once I kind of get to like that high level of competitive mindset and actually have like the game experience and the game sense to actually get good at the game, I will transition off of Devora into like a full-on competitive character. But until then, I'm just going to play 4 cost attacks Devora until I get bored of it.
Man, my answer is not nearly as complicated as yours is.
He lets characters say draw 2. That says +2 speed.
+2 speed, drawing extra cards, blowing up your fucking foundations. That's like
Dr. Wiley say
my whole skis, dude. If I could,
Spike.
that's like
Every
Yusuke,
character-
is that you?
yes,
Every
straight
ca-
up. I mean that.
every character he plays.
If I like, I had a blast with Lord Raptor last week.
Yep.
Tagore Brothers, as broken and not fair as that card is, it is so fun to put that card in your card pool and laugh at your opponent. It's so much fun. Just blow that up. I don't think so. Like, it's not even the negate part. It's like that is no longer on the field. It's now in the discard pile, and that's what I love seeing that. Like, you use them while you can. Smoke them while you got them, because they're about to be gone.
So you like the devastation aspect of it?
Oh, for sure. For
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
I can dig it.
If my and conversely, I don't like flipping foundations.
He wants to play all his abilities as much as possible.
Yeah,
So-
I don't want.
So you don't like vicious then?
No, I would never play as vicious,
Okay.
right? Because I don't think flip is good. Like, I get that it's good, but like I don't.
But
I don't
it's
think it's good.
it's counterintuitive to the interaction of USS, because the first time I fought Vicious as Devore, it's like, wow, why did I spend like $20 on this ultra rare foundation, and now it just feels like I spent a nickel on it, and it does absolutely nothing.
It's okay. Your character does all the heavy work in that deck anyway.
It certainly does. No, but what I'm saying is if I had a card that said like pay 5 vitality to destroy something or pay no vitality to flip something, I'd probably pay 5 like pretty much every time. And that's like how much I weigh getting that foundation completely off the board than anything else. That's why like it's been argued my favorite ultra rare from the Libra of Soul set is Casa de Leviathan. Like, I've got 6 momentum, you don't have 6 foundations.
You lost 6 foundations.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. So like whatever I can do to make that happened, does Kassadin from Science share any symbols?
Void, all, and chaos now. Because it's death, air, and void.
Air. That was
And he doesn't have void. It's all chaos.
Cervantes 2 dot has chaos, and that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So here's what we do. We off symbol. On one turn, we get 8 momentum, and on the we let it clear, whatever. Turn 2, nuke them. But yeah, I think I really enjoy I have fun when you don't have a staging area. Conversely, I also have fun when we get in this really nitty gritty back and forth. We're both at deadlock. Both our decks are doing everything they're supposed to, and then just like this real tough incremental.
It's like
grind.
a fighting game where like we're both trading out, we're blocking.
So you
we're playing
also like Grey
footsies.
Wars.
Grey Wars are fine to an extent. I will say that there was the upper echelon of Grey Wars.
Oh yeah,
That,
there's
like,
a
is fucking boring.
4 hour game
Yeah,
one
fuck that.
level of Grey Wars. It's not fun. Yeah,
Grey Wars? What's that? I'm new to this.
You build foundations till you have 7 attacks in the hand.
It is a
Because
colloquialism.
if you go in, you may lose.
Okay.
It is a colloquialism for the way that the originally it was like you'd play 4 attacks in your deck.
Okay.
And then you'd play one of the 4 attacks that you found, and because of all the support that you had from your foundations, you destroyed your opponent.
Oh,
And
okay.
They had 20 plus foundations in their staging area.
All right.
Deadlock didn't exist.
Okay.
And so like, hey, here's this spirit bomb that I just dropped on you, and it's my foundations doing it.
Oh, okay.
And we have very much swung the pendulum the opposite way, where
Where
as
I
opposed
vomit attacks now.
the power of cards are not in the gray ones, but in the orange
Attacks.
ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Nutcracker exists.
Nutcracker, missile
There was
launcher.
a cool point for
Shadow
Grey
Slicer.
Wars that wasn't the finals match between Felicia, Jiffany, and Dimitri, but where you play a 7-hour fucking match for finals, where matches took maybe like if you were playing a really good one, an hour and a half, but you played normal amounts of attacks, you played normal amounts of foundations, and you just built a little longer.
Now, you see, that's where I find the other fun with UFS, right? Is just like in a fighting game, that's where the mind games come in. If we're in like an hour, 2-hour game, and we're both, and I'm starting to realize that my opponent's getting a little tilted, or that they're actually starting to get a little mentally drained, they're not having as much focus as they did like at the beginning of the match, like being able to then go, hey, I'm going to throw an attack out, and if this is the one that you want to stop, my second one's the one that's actually going to kill you. And being
Welcome
able to
how
punish
Garrett
those...
Brett won 2 pieces of cardboard.
This is so interesting. I listened to the developer of Skullgirls talk about the way that he designed his fighting game
Okay.
Right.
and the way that he used his timer. Do you feel like games of UniVersus last about 20 minutes? Do you think a singular game, 20 minutes long?
It really depends. I think games last either 10 minutes or they last 40 minutes, in my opinion.
Are you talking about where it's just like one game between us or 3
A
games?
singular game.
A singular
One game.
Depends on matchup.
In my opinion, it feels a lot like obviously depending on matchup, but they feel like 10-minute games or 40-minute games.
Okay.
I feel like either somebody wins in 10 minutes or you're both kind of pushing to late game trying to figure out what you want to do.
Because like that is the average number that you're supposed to play in a game. If an hour-long match is supposed to be an hour,
About 20 minutes.
you should have 20 minutes so that one person wins, the other person wins, third person gets the second one,
somebody wins.
right? And so a 40-minute game, a 30-minute game should be the absolute top of that, and a 10-minute game should be the absolute bottom of that. The most aggressive decks should be finishing the game in 10 minutes. The most defensive decks should be finishing the game in 30 minutes.
Yep.
And that's how it should be. And thinking back, I cannot remember the last time that we've like truly gone over an hour for our campus championships for a singular match, right?
I can.
When?
Yuri versus Lilith.
Okay.
But Lilith seals everything, and Yuri didn't want to die.
Yeah. And so Yuri is like pushing on that 40 to 45, honestly, 50-minute
It's built to.
game.
Yeah.
And it's
actually
supposed to
built to.
play a singular one where it's like abusing
abusing
the
the time
rules of the
system, yeah.
time. And we
It's
don't have
abusing the
time
time
in Top
system,
Cuts
yeah.
because that's how we do it because we're dumb.
So essentially, Yuri essentially time scams then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She still wins within time. It's just she plays to make sure you don't have enough time
It's
to
way
win the second
easier. It's way easier to be like poke, build, block. Be like, you didn't hit me. All right, poke, build, block. You didn't hit me.
game. Dude.
And then if
Sometimes you'll draw gas.
we're
That's every card
45
game.
minutes into the game, and I can now win. I win. Okay, I'll sit and do nothing for Then
See you, thank you for hanging out.
Thanks, Chief.
but
yeah.
it's super simple just to wait these 15 minutes out.
Very crazy ADD moment there that I was thinking about time. Because, like, when I think about, like, what's fun.
And our time rules suck.
When I think about what's fun, the time rules have to be involved because, like, just sitting here playing Grey Wars, having a 7-hour long match, is like it's
The 7-hour match is not
fun. But sitting down and having like a good 40-minute match where there's like real interaction happening
Just
back and
slugging
forth
it out.
is actually like it's some of the best UniVersus you can play.
Yep.
Genuinely, it's some of the best that you can play. Of like everything's firing on all cylinders on my end, everything's firing on all cylinders on your end, both aggressively and defensively, and it feels good. It just feels really easy to like pop off 10-minute games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially now with like the attack cards that we have now. I mean, just
Welcome to my problem with the game, Tam.
And so I don't know. I think we might have to say this with the post show because like this plus the extra that we had to pop in, we're already in an hour. I think I'm not positive that we're in a bad spot. I think there's a couple outliers, and we talked about them in the either the pre or the what we were doing. It's definitely before the breaker hit. Of like
Yeah, I mentioned
Slicer,
Missile
Meteor, Downward Spiral. Which of those three was the worst? Like, sure, we've got outliers of like making those 10-minute games happen, but
Right.
like some of like the craziest, most fun things you can do with a missile launcher is to force your opponent in deadlock. Like, ah, man, sucks that you have 12 foundations. Missile launcher.
If only
What
it
a
wasn't good
ruin-
before that too.
Yeah, for sure.
If it was only really good in Deadlock,
for sure.
that card would still be played.
That card could say discard the top 4 cards of your deck, get +2 damage if your opponent's a deadlock, or +2/+2 if they're in deadlock, an additional +2/+2.
No, please no. That's still nuts. You think a 3/6 that gets +2/+2 is good?
+2 or +2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
But
I
once
thought you
again,
said
we gotta. Yeah, I
was
did.
like so worried.
I did say that. I did say that.
I was like, no, please.
Yeah, whatever.
It's already really good.
Last finishing thoughts on your favorite thing. I don't think we talked about what do you like to do.
We
in the game?
didn't know.
What do you like to do in the game?
Casually, I don't give a fuck. Let's play some games. Casually, I don't give a fuck what we're doing. Let's play some games and not be dumb assholes about it.
What do you mean?
Let's not just drop Chagor Brothers because it's fun when you play from this end. It's not fun from anybody's end, Tam. You just specifically
Here's-
like destroying foundations.
Here's the thing. I have tried to put on a fake smile and pretend that I am not the biggest
Asshole in the room.
sadist when a Tagora Brothers pops off, right? But it feels good. It feels super good just to be like, don't play that, you dumb idiot. What are you doing? Why are you destroying a foundation already? A foundation with your God of Thunder? I'm blowing up 2 things.
I like how you're complaining about Tagoro Brothers. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to loop Spirit Gun.
Looping Spirit Gun was a problem. Now it's not.
I don't see how it was a problem. I really don't.
Did you ever fight Jetta Chudat with a spear gun?
Jetta? I've heard of the war stories,
Yeah,
and it's overtly terrible.
It's pretty bad.
There's a lot of terrible things that could have existed in this game, and I'm glad they got rid of.
Anywho,
So casually, I just want to play some fucking games. Competitively, I want you to suffer the worst hell possible.
that's what Tagora Brothers
does. Yeah, competitively. Yeah. I don't want to sit in a casual game and I'm gonna destroy someone with my God of Thunder and do this really sick comedy. Go to Gora Brothers. This is my second one I've played this turn. Yes. I'm not looking to have that type of game. Casually, I just want to come in and do some fucking cool combos. Competitively, I want you to suffer and suffer.
Interesting.
We've talked about my mentality of how I play games on the podcast before.
I wish I could see it. I wish I could see you play competitively.
Man, I really wish too. This was going to be the year. I was going to play competitively in every card game. We were sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
It's a shame 2020 ended like 3 years ago.
That's fine.
So with that, I would love to know how you have fun in UniVersus. This should be like an evergreen topic of like we should constantly be coming back to it. Hey, what are you enjoying about the game right now? In current standard, what are you liking? Something we definitely should be getting back to. I think what's your favorite character to play in standard right now? We'll just pop it off.
Like casually or competitively?
Either. Honestly, I don't give a shit.
Favorite character?
Yeah.
I'm liking Sophidia right now.
I mean, it'd still be Yusuke
Yeah.
if I had to choose. It's just because I love Spirit Gun.
Probably Cassandra.
She's pretty good.
I thought you were gonna say Astroth too.
Dang.
Missed opportunity. You can't say it. Missed opportunity. Cassandra gets to play Pea Shooter, but Astroth 2 you said was really fucking
I
fun.
take out Pea Shooter Cassandra now. It's just not worth it,
Yeah.
honestly. I'm just playing Ovipositor because that card's cool.
Ovipositor is very. Ovipositor is the hinge on a lot of fun decks.
Fucking fun as hell, dude. Holy shit.
It's a basic bitch Shadow Slicer.
It certainly is. It is a much fairer Shadow Slicer. A
Yeah.
Shadow Slicer that you can fail the check on the last one and be like, shucks. This is only a 2 mid for 4 instead of a 6 high for 6. And it'll never be a 3 diff ever. And checks it too. It's got a block though. So that's neat.
It does plus your checks.
Yeah, by discarding a card out of your hand, that sucks.
I mean, it makes your 3 a 4.
Sure.
It's the give and take.
Sure. So with that, once again, let us know what you want to do fun-wise in the game. We're going to go jump into the post-show. If you want to get the post-show, once again, patreon.com/TCG University. Sub out there, at least the $1 level, get access to the live show, post-show, extra content, all that jazz. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching the videos, and stay learned.
Get alert.
Ben learned. We'll see you guys next time.